Remember Will Smith won the first Grammy, and they ain't even recognize Hov until Annie.
It seems like we've regressed in hip hop a little bit, where we're super concerned with who's winning a Grammy, who's getting this award, who's getting that award, who's selling out this, who's selling out that. I think Pusha T's verse on Infrared, which is a Drake diss from 2018 off the album Daytona, I think this verse still extremely relevant to this day. It's on this verse that Pusha T reminds us, hey, y'all remember when Will Smith won the first Grammy?
Remember Will Smith won the first Grammy?
Remember the Grammys? They ain't even recognize Hov until Annie.
And they ain't even recognize Hov until Annie.
And I think some of these points get lost on people, maybe because a lot of people are just young or they just recently got into hip hop. Hey y'all, I am a one-man show. I record, edit the video myself, create the thumbnail, everything. So hitting like and subscribe does help a bunch. Thanks so much. Back to the video. But let's really break down what Pusha T is saying here. In the middle of the verse, Pusha T goes,
remember Will Smith won the first Grammy?
Yo, remember Will Smith won that first Grammy? He's talking about 1989 when Will Smith won the first hip hop Grammy for Parents Just Don't Understand. Pusha T is taking a slight shot at it. Like, remember all the great artists, all the great rappers we had out in 1989? We had the Ice Cubes, we had the EPMDs, we had the KRS-Ones, Rakim was still out at that time, we had Beastie Boys, we had Run DMC. But remember the first Grammy they gave was to Will Smith, who was just viewed kind of as a token. Like, remember when they played with us like that? The one time they acknowledged us, the first time they acknowledged us, they gave it to Will Smith of all people. I don't think Pusha is taking a shot at Will Smith here, but he's just being real. And the type of song that Parents Just Don't Understand was, sure, it's a classic, but it wasn't one of our best. Y'all remember that? Pusha T continues like, yo, remember the Grammys, they ain't even recognize Jay-Z until he did the whole Hard Knock Life Annie song.
And they ain't even recognize Hov until Annie.
All them great songs that Jay-Z had prior to Hard Knock Life. Y'all remember they didn't recognize Jay-Z at all until he made the Annie joint, the Hard Knock Life joint. Y'all remember that? And Pusha T continues, that's why I don't tap dance for him.
So I don't tap dance for the crackers and sing Mammy.
I don't make music for him. I don't try to be in these rooms with him. I do what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to juggle these flows and those candy. I just continue to do what I do. Because we don't really respect the Grammys like that. Because they don't respect us and our artists. I don't know when this got lost on us in hip hop, especially like in 2012, I believe, when Macklemore won that Grammy over Kanye West, Yeezus. Macklemore won that Grammy over Drake, Nothing Was the Same. Macklemore won that Grammy over Jay-Z, Magna Carta, Holy Grail, and he won the Grammy over Kendrick, Good Kid, Mad City. Back when that happened, this is from what I remember, we stopped caring about Grammys, just as a community, as a hip hop community. I don't know when we started to be like, hold these things so dear to us again, but this is where we're at today. And I'll go even a step further. In 2019, Cardi B won the Best Rap Album Grammy over Mac Miller's Swimming, over Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap, over Pusha T's Daytona, and over Travis Scott's Astroworld. And 2018 was one of the best years in hip hop history in terms of just album releases. Any of those guys could have won. Nipsey, Mac, Pusha T, Travis, like anyone could have won and it would have made sense, but you give it to Cardi B? I think nowadays we've regressed. Like, we're back to looking at the Grammys as this merit-based honor that celebrates artistic excellence, when that's not what it is at all. Like, the Grammys is more accurately described as an industry award. It's a political industry award shaped by the priorities and strategies of record label executives and other power players in the music business. And it's always been a fact, especially in hip hop, it's always been the fact. The Grammys often just function as a cog in the larger machinery of the music industry. And the Grammy Award winners and nominees reflect a mix of politics, commercial interests, and insider influence. So when I say the Grammys are not merit-based, I'm not saying they're entirely divorced from talent or quality. I mean, the people who win Grammys, they're still musically talented, right? But the selection process is heavily influenced by factors beyond artistic merit, like lobbying, industry clout, marketability. The Recording Academy, which oversees the Grammys, it's a voting body made up of music professionals, but its members are often tied to major labels and other industry networks. I'm just conveying the fact that this whole thing is just one big insider political award. The fact that that's what the Recording Academy is, it creates a system where artists who are backed by powerful labels, these labels which have hefty promotional budgets, have a better shot at nominations and a better shot at winning, even if that artist's work isn't seen as better than others by the people. So in the grand scheme, the Grammys just serves as a tool for record executives to advance their broader agendas. A win can boost an artist's sales, streaming numbers, tour revenue. A Grammy win can also cement an artist as a marketable brand, which opens doors to other opportunities like endorsements. And it kind of signals to other businesses like, yo, this artist has been okayed by us, so they're good. Like they've won a Grammy, they've been nominated, they're good. Grammy nominated, they're good. So you're free to use them in other ways. I mean, that's just how I look at it. And also when I say the Grammys is a political award, like these awards can be used as a way to reward loyalty, settle scores, or keep certain industry players happy within that larger music industry ecosystem. So like, meanwhile, fans and casual observers might see the Grammy Award nominees and winners, they might see that as an outcome of who's the best, who's better. The people who are actually in the industry and are constructing this Grammy network know that it's far more calculated. It's far beyond of who's the best, who had the best this, who had the best that. And I think we understood this as a community, hip hop community. I think we understood this 15 years ago, but now we're right back in the same place. So again, it's just this kind of like disrespect and just lack of awareness that the Grammys has historically had for rap music. And Pusha T is here reminding you. Remember when Will Smith won that first Grammy? Remember they didn't recognize arguably the greatest rapper in history, Jay-Z, until he did the Annie joint? Y'all remember that? Pusha T's like, well, that's why I don't respect him. I want to get to another point in the verse. It's just 2 bars that I think ring true today. I think everyone should just keep these things in their head. Pusha T says, yo,
let Steven talk streaming and Shazam numbers. I'll ensure that you getting every gram from us.
Let Steven talk streaming and Shazam numbers. I'll ensure that you getting every gram from us. Pusha T is saying, yo, Steven is his manager. Yo, let the business people, let the suits, let the office people focus on who's streaming what did what numbers. Oh, this is streaming 60,000 monthly listeners in Boise, Idaho. Let them handle that. I'ma ensure that you getting every gram from me, that I'm delivering to you the quality that you expect from me in terms of rap. Let them handle the numbers and all that. And I think this is just so potent because we're at a time in fandom and rap with the fandom where we are hyper-focused on numbers. Who did what numbers? Who has the most monthly listeners? Y'all didn't hear Pusha T on Infrared?
Let Steven talk streaming and Shazam numbers. I'll ensure that you getting every gram from us.
And by the way, I think everyone should go re-listen to this song. This is just a masterful song. This is actually the song, if I remember correctly, that successfully baited Drake into the direct beef with Pusha T. Pusha T had been taking shots at Drake for years before this. But after Pusha T came out with this song, this is when Drake really started engaging with him. And then the Duppy freestyle came, and then we all know what happened with the story of Adidon and everything after that. But this is the song. I mean, look at these lyrics, man. The game's fucked up.
The game's fucked up. Niggas beats is banging, nigga, your hooks did it.
Even this part is relevant. Niggas beats is banging, your hooks did it. Pusha T is saying, yo, the game is messed up. We got these banging beats. Your beats is good, your hooks is fine, but the raps ain't there. Bro, this is all facts still, like 6 years, 7 years later.
The lyric penning equal to Trump's winning.
He said your lyric penning is equal to Trump's winning.
The bigger question is how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin.
The bigger question is how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. So obviously this is fresh off of Drake being exposed for having ghostwriters. This is a great thing about lyricists. Awesome, potent, super lyrical guys. Great lyricists, it's not about how much multi-syllabic rhymes to me. The mark of a great lyricist is, can you say some complex stuff and make it sound simple? And then can you make something simple sound complex? Pusha T could have just easily came out and said, Drake, you got ghostwriters. Or he could say, your lyric penning is equal to Trump's winning. The question is how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. Like, what you want to say? Which one you want to say? You want to say, Drake, you a bitch, you got ghostwriters. Or you want to say, yo, your lyric penning's equal to Trump's winning. Yo, how the Russians did it. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. This is fire. And obviously the whole Trump and the Russians, this is a metaphor because people accuse Trump of having the help of the Russians to win the election in 2016. Pusha T is paralleling that with Drake. Like, yo, Trump had outside help for his victories, and Drake, you got outside help for your lyrics and your hit records. This is masterful lyricism, man. Believe in myself and the Coles and Kendricks. Let these sock puppets play in their roles and gimmicks.
Believe in myself and the Coles and Kendricks.
So he mentions the big three, or 2 out of 3 of the big 3, but he omits Drake. He's like, yeah, I believe in Pusha T. I believe in J. Cole. I believe in Kendrick. Not you, though. Not you, Drake. Cole and Kendrick, but not you. Love this part. Oh, now it's okay to kill baby.
Oh, now it's okay to kill baby. Niggas looked at me crazy like I really killed the baby.
This is a point where everyone was going at Birdman, because I don't call these guys baby. This is a point where everyone was going at Birdman for what was happening in Lil Wayne's career. More bars. Salute to Ross, because the message was pure. He see what I see when you see Wayne on tour.
Flash without the fire. Another multi-platinum rapper trapped and can't retire.
Which is amazing rhyme scheme. Because you ever write these wrongs, dog, you don't even write your song. So yeah, definitely go re-listen to Infrared. Again, this is this record that successfully baited Drake. Story of Adidon is the record that gets remembered, but this is the record to where Drake heard it and was like, I'm done with this guy. I'm about to take his head off. That'll be freestyle. And then obviously Pusha T had what he had prepared. So anyway, what y'all think? How often do y'all go in the comments and argue with people about numbers and who did what? See, I'll talk numbers if it's relevant. If we're talking about like who's the most popular artist, or if it's relevant. But I feel like we're at a point right now where we've regressed. We were evolving when we were like, yo, man, the Grammys, they ain't give Good Kid, Mad City that Grammy. No, it's not even that they didn't give it to Good Kid, Mad City. You gave it to Macklemore. Like, you got the choice between Kendrick, Drake, Hove, and Kanye, and you give it to Macklemore. At that point, we were like, man, we don't need them, whatever. I feel like we was evolving. I feel like right now we have devolved. I'll have numbers talks if it's relevant, but I think we've regressed to a point where we're equating numbers with quality again, which was, I thought this was deaded like in 2008. You know, from the hip hop places I was having conversations at, we kind of deaded that like in 08. And I feel like we're back now. So anyways, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.